Despite the fact that Mega Man 2 through 6 on the NES actually used Roman numerals on their title screens, amongst fans of the series, that particular designation is special. When you've got a game with a number, that's a console release, but when you're identifying it with letters, besides X of course, you're instead talking about the Game Boy versions, known as Rockman World back in Japan. These titles, as a rule, straddle 2 releases and include 4 Robot Masters from each, alongside some strange framing device that's usually relegated to the instruction manual and never really explained in the game. So here in Mega Man II, you know to expect 4 bosses from 2, including the Oops Did We Not Fix That Clash Man, and 4 from 3, alongside this asshole. Meet Quint, aka Mega Man from the future and reprogrammed by Wily. 37.426 years in the future, to be more accurate. Don't ask me why the manual decided on that oddly specific space of time. Anyway, Dr. Wily hijacked an experimental time machine called the Time Skimmer, abducted an utterly unprepared Mega Man, who'd been chilling out for 37.426 years because Wily had disappeared and there wasn't much action platforming to be done, and gave him a green coat of paint, in an attempt to salvage any of the mess created by the existence of Captain and the Game Master. But that's at the end of the game. The beginning starts out much like Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, with 4 stages available, except that you'll be getting rush modes for defeating Mega Man 2 bosses, and trust me, that feels weird as hell. Almost as weird as coming upon a large underwater section in Woodman stage, and being glad that you've already beaten down Metal Man and obtained the Rush Marine. No, I'm not kidding. Might look like sacrilege, but it plays like a dream, especially in comparison to its immediate predecessor. While Dr. Wily's Revenge was unspeakably brutal, Mega Man II dials it back almost too much, resulting in an experience I managed to complete inside an hour despite not having played this version in well near 2 decades. It's much more forgiving, even though the game itself is significantly longer thanks to including full stages for the second batch of Robot Masters rather than just having a teleporter room boss rush. Graphically, this 4-color interpretation manages to carry the day, even though several objects have been shrunk down to both accommodate the smaller screen and alleviate the balance issues you get from having a larger character sprite, issues that plagued the previous game. The soundtrack is like nothing you've heard before, because all of these tracks were composed specifically for this game with little to no regard for the NES originals. Rather than shrinking down demakes and cheapening one of the best soundtracks ever recorded for a game, though, they went their own direction and made something serviceable that you go through the entire game missing those tracks because, well, it's Mega Man 2 and 3, enough said. It might not be the epitome of Mega Man form, but it's a reasonable substitute. Or it was back in an era when you couldn't just download the NES originals from the same eShop. Still left enough of an impression back in the day that as I lie on my deathbed, I'll have a vision of a giraffe basking in the Savannah sun and realize that's the last password to this game.